Hurricane Matthew, as we speak, battering Florida's East Coast. What happened to Sid's house? We'll find out. Welcome back. The Friday edition, the Getaway Friday edition of the Bernie and Sid Show right here on legendary 77 WABC. And
a very happy Friday.
You know,
because, well, go ahead.
Well, I'll tell you this. I used to like Fridays more when I didn't enjoy my job as much. But to be honest, because I love you and love working with you and love this job, I like coming to work, so it's not like I need a Friday, because like most people hate their job. 99% of the people listening to us right now hate their job. They think their boss is a dick. They can't wait for Saturday. It's not like that here with us.
No, it's not. And I love what I do, as you do. But I do look forward to
smoking weed and drinking.
Some sleep and some weed and drinking and a little, a little Bernie time here. Eh?
I understand.
No, listen. But I do love my job, and I love working with you, and I love my job in the morning, and, I'm blessed.
You are blessed.
But you're right about that.
Yeah.
We're not hanging from the side of a building in a scaffold,
right.
Brick pointing or some damn thing, which could easily be the case, or driving for Uber through the streets of Manhattan and Brooklyn or whatever the hell.
Could be that. So many horrible jobs out there.
Life. We are lucky.
We are very lucky.
People.
What's the worst job?
The worst job?
Worst job would be Rosie O'Donnell's...
proctologist?
That's exactly right.
Or gynecologist.
Well, you know what?
Either way.
That's what I was wrestling with in my head. Which one to go with when you jumped in with proctologist? I couldn't think of what the proctologist word.
Rosie O'Donnell is on page 6 in today's New York Post. Before we get there, I want you to know, because we talked about this at length yesterday, Bill Evans came on, our boy, about this Hurricane Matthew. We were expecting the worst in Boca Raton, all over the east coast of Florida, at 4 when it hit the coast. And I really was convinced that at the very least my house was going to suffer a bunch of damage.
In fact, we speculated that it would end up in Pensacola, Florida.
That's right.
Like in the Wizard of Oz. But as a matter of fact, we have a picture on Twitter of your house.
Yes.
But all is well.
All is well. In fact, the meme that I received from about 10 different buddies down in Boca Raton between 9 p.m. last night and 3 a.m. this morning was 3 little beach chairs, one of them fallen over, which read, "We'll never forget Hurricane Matthew." So that kind of tells you it wasn't much. Now, look, that doesn't mean...
So, wait. That was much ado about nothing, then.
Well, for me in Boca Raton, but I tell you what, Daytona Beach right now is getting hit with 120-mile-per-hour winds. Almost true. 1 million people are without power. There has been a death in Port St. Lucie, so my house in Boca is okay, but it has been a tough hurricane.
Let's just keep it to you. That's the point. That's the life lesson to learn for you.
Which is what?
You were in a panic mode yesterday.
I was.
You were really beside yourself. And, of course, there's nothing you can do. Worrying doesn't help.
You're right about that.
And you hope for the best, but you don't, there's nothing you can do. So here it is. It was all for naught.
For naught.
And so, I mean...
So what is
I'm
the
trying
lesson?
To say...
So next time there's a hurricane...
Is chill the hell out.
Just chill out.
Right.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about
See
it.
what'll happen.
Don't freak out over it.
Next time I'll take your advice. I won't freak out. I'll be calm. I won't care. And then my house will get destroyed.
The only thing that Sid's got wet was his pants.
Yes. That's exactly what happened yesterday. It's the only thing that got wet were your pants over this thing.
And my tenants who boarded up the house, they did a very good job, a Brazilian couple, they actually ran to Tampa. They didn't even stay around. They thought it was going to be so bad. But as it turns out,
better
that's
to
fine.
be over-prepared than to be under-prepared.
There you go.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, as far as freaking out goes, you got to remain calm, take it easy, relax.
Right. This from a guy that's worried that every Syrian refugee is coming here to kill us.
Listen, it doesn't mean be stupid. That's not the lesson to take away from this.
Right.
And speaking of stupid,
yes,
let's move along. We have a friend of the show, a good guy. Our friend Jesse Waters.
Love him. And he's great on Bill O'Reilly. And his show on Saturday is great, too. He's funny. He's good looking. He's really good on television. He really is.
He's an up-and-coming star. He's a Fox News stud is what he is. And he goes out in the street and he does these funny things. Now, look, if you go to Little Italy, what do? You play the tarantella in the background,
Absolutely.
or some
or the Godfather theme.
Oh, well, yeah, right. And you talk about meatballs and bocce ball or whatever you do. You're doing a little ethnic piece, right?
Bookmakers and all that
whatever
stuff.
it is, yeah. And everybody's happy and funny, and they laugh, and you go home, and it's quiet. Now, the same thing. You go to an Irish neighborhood, Woodside, Queens, or whatever. You play Irish music.
Danny Boy.
Drinking.
Right.
The Irish jig, more drinking.
Yeah. Cabbage farts.
There you go. That's what you do. So he goes to Chinatown. He does a piece, and they play. Everybody was kung fu fighting, the music in the background, and he talks to people on the street.
Yeah.
And he does some martial arts, and he does a little nunchucks and stuff like that.
When he tried to do the nunchucks, that was pretty funny.
All right, so
the whole piece was funny.
The whole piece was just hilarious.
Yes.
And so anyway, but of course, you cue the thumb sucking, manufactured outrage people. Listen to first of all a piece. A montage of some of the questions he asked people on the street in Chinatown.
Am I supposed to bow to say hello?
你好，你好。
Do you like Donald Trump?
Yes, Hillary Clinton. Basically, it's the extension of Obama.
Who are you going to vote for?
Clinton wife.
Clinton's wife has a name. What is it?
Oh man, I forget it.
What do you think about Donald Trump?
I don't like it. He has a big mouth.
He can say what he wants. It doesn't really affect me. And I don't think he's going to win, so.
Donald Trump beating up on China at the debate. Who are you going to vote for?
I really don't want to vote for Trump, so Hillary,
So China can keep ripping us off.
I guess.
Now Trump wants to build a wall to keep the Mexicans out.
Mm-hmm.
Square that circle. Is everything made in China now?
Not everything.
Tell me what's not made in China. Do they call Chinese food in China just food?
I mean, it was just lighthearted.
It was
fun, and there was nothing. There
was one guy in the piece who he was trying to have him say something, Jesse, and Jesse wasn't pronouncing it exactly right.
That's
and
right.
The
He
guy
got
got all
angry.
belligerent. He was hilarious.
It was funny. He goes, "No, this is not Japanese."
He goes, "I won't do this anymore unless you do it right."
Right. Come on. And so, cue the usual people. MSNBC, some dweeb who's a dead ringer for Rachel Maddow, whatever the hell his name is. I don't know. I don't care. But anyway, listen to what this idiot said.
This kind of shtick was played out and racist decades ago. And needless to say, a number of lawmakers and civil rights organizations are expressing anger over the segment.
And then Bolshevik Bill de Blasio, for whatever reason, he tweets, "This vile, racist behavior of Fox's Jesse Waters in Chinatown has no place in our city. Keep this guy off TV." Says the man who did jokes about colored people time with Hillary Clinton.
He did?
Can you believe this guy? He's
He's a hypocrite. We know that.
I mean, just he's a punk is what he is, a cop-hating punk who's obviously hypocrite doesn't even capture it.
No.
No,
he's worse than that.
He is worse than that. And of course, I didn't hear anybody say anything when on The View, Rosie O'Donnell, she did her little shtick, which was actually offensive. Take a listen to it.
The fact is that it's news all over the world. Yes. So, you can imagine in China, it's like, ching chong, ching chong, ching chong, Danny DeVito, ching chong, 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 girl, The View, ching chong.
I mean, and Stephen Colbert did something similar, and meanwhile, de Blasio goes on his show. He did something even worse than that. We should have gotten that clip. It was even worse than what Rosie O'Donnell just did right there. But whatever it was, I don't care. I'm not outraged. No. I'm not offended. But they should shut the hell up.
They can walk into Borough Park today, Jesse Waters, and start talking Hebrew and bash my people. I couldn't care less.
If you go to a Jewish neighborhood, you go to Williamsburg, you're doing something on the Hasidim,
Borough Park,
you play,
like I said, right.
Fiddler on the Roof.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's just an ethnic thing. We're a multicultural society. We celebrate it.
Yes.
So for these mutts to feign this outrage is sickening, is what it is.
Well, I'm with you. I'm not going to. I don't like Bill de Blasio. I mean, see, part of the problem is if you're voting for Hillary, then you must like Bill de Blasio. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you a little news piece here. I know people that are voting for Hillary that don't like de Blasio.
No, you're right about that. I fully understand that, but I would say this, that the people who support this manufactured outrage support her. And then if you want to get rid of this, if you want to put a big fat middle finger to political correctness, voting for Hillary Clinton is not the way to do it. Let's just put it that way. Without getting political, turning it into a Trump Hillary
But
thing.
what's going to happen? I hear what you're saying, and what you're saying makes sense. But in practical terms, what's going to happen? Jesse's not getting fired. He's not going to get canceled. No one's going to shut down Fox News. There's no doctrine around the corner. So even though you're right, it is nauseating. What's going to happen? Nothing. The same people will bitch and complain about Jesse Waters, and he'll do a piece next week.
I'll tell you what it is. It's like what they say about Obama and the birther thing. You're trying to delegitimize. It's a way to delegitimize people and sideline them and marginalize them. That's what it is. It's pretty disgusting to...
Let me just say this. If it happens, if somebody does get sidelined, if Jesse Waters gets fired...
He won't. He will not.
Right. So he's got to look at these people for what they are, which you and I both agree are horrible, and just move on.
They're the same mutts who would have put our heads on a silver platter at the first opportunity. It stifles comedy and free speech and et cetera, et cetera. And it's not offensive. It's patently not offensive.
I agree with you.
What Rosie O'Donnell did, that was offensive.
Well, I like Rosie, though. And I thought that was funny. So
okay, well there you go. Now, speaking
what am I going to do?
This Mutt de Blasio, he's on the front page of the New York Post. Of course, the Post has been after him for this corruption, which is swirling around him. All his aides are getting indicted.
Let's say one thing: if we're going to label, and deservedly so, the New York Times a lefty paper, the New York Daily News a lefty paper. The truth is, the New York Post, with their pumping up Trump and killing de Blasio, although we do like that at every opportunity, it is a right-wing paper.
Without a doubt. But thank God it is a right-wing paper, because they don't give a guy like a mutt like de Blasio a pass.
True.
And he's mired. He's stuck deeply in the mud of corruption right now. People around him getting indicted left and right. Thank God for Preet Bharara, because that loser Eric Schneiderman ain't going to do squat. Anyway, he was doing a press conference yesterday, was de Blasio, and this New York Post reporter tried to ask him a question, and this guy just he
got pissed.
He threw a fit. Take a listen.
Try and ask a real question. Go ahead.
The district attorney.
Next.
Mr. Mayor.
You can keep calling all you want. Go ahead.
Me today? Hey,
I'm calling on real media outlets. Go ahead. In the back for the last one. You can keep trying, man. You're in the back. Go ahead.
That the teachers have.
You can talk all you want. Right
wrote
back
about
there.
It yesterday.
All right.
I'm credentialed just like the other media.
That's nice. I appreciate solidarity.
I wanted.
So yes, Josh. Last question.
Oh.
No, I'm just curious. Taking questions once a week and, consulting newspapers, media outlets, how do you think it's helping you? How's it helping you?
It doesn't have to help. It's I'm saying what I think is the truth. So, when his paper attacks Victor Khaleesi, who has given his life to helping disabled people, I got no use for a right-wing rag that attacks people.
Ooh, like it. Doing his best with Megyn Kelly there.
And he's doing good grammar, too, as well. By the way, from Wilhelm Himmler, or whatever the hell his real name is. And listen, the thing that colors everything with him, of course, is it was his irresponsible rhetoric during this heated environment, the time with the Ferguson aftermath and all that stuff, where he was demonizing cops, and that which all led up to his irresponsible rhetoric.
Not just the rhetoric, he also led that laying down on the Brooklyn Bridge and all that nonsense that happened in the city. He encouraged it. And he was there, I think.
And then 2 cops were executed. That's the upshot, and that's when the cops turned their back. And so he was part of the events leading up to that tragic, awful incident, and that's what colors everything with this punk. And he never apologized for any of that stuff.
No.
And so screw him. I hope Preet Bharara has this guy in a cell next to Bernie Madoff.
We yell back and forth about Donald and Hillary all the time. In this one with Bill de Blasio, lockstep. Put the guy away. Put him in prison. Do what you got to do to the guy. I don't care. I don't despise a lot of people. I don't get caught up in the whole nonsense. People get so angry about politics. I legitimately despise Bill de Blasio.
1-800-848-9222. On that happy note,
yes,
Bernie and Sid back after this.
Are you nuts? You're not listening to Bernie and Sid? Put that dial back right now.
Yes, Rabbi Shmuley, a couple days before the holiest day of the year for the Jewish people, back on Bernie and Sid. We've got Yom Kippur coming up on Wednesday, which means another day off.
Another day off for you?
Yeah.
What is this?
You're lucky I don't celebrate Sukkot. That's another holiday after Yom Kippur, but I'm not that Jewish, so. Now listen, don't bitch, because next week you got Columbus Day on Monday.
No, I don't.
What do you mean you don't?
No.
Hey, Columbus Day is my holiday. I'm not getting off.
Columbus Day is nobody's holiday anymore.
My kids don't have school.
I don't. Is that
100%
sure? Your kids are off.
And mine are off. Yeah.
Yep.
No, we don't get.
So my kids are off Monday for the Italians and Wednesday for the Jews. Perfect.
Yeah, but listen, in the workplace, it's a little different.
Why?
And God bless and Happy New Year, Lashana Tova, and all that stuff. But let's like I get what? Say I get 6 holidays a year.
More than me? I get 3.
You get 8.
No, I get Rosh Hashanah,
You get every
Yom
holiday.
Kippur, and Passover.
You get every holiday I get.
No, I don't.
Plus,
I do.
Plus 2 more.
3 more.
Yeah, great. Makes
Passover, Yom Kippur, and Rosh Hashanah.
Let me just say
right.
this. This comes at I wasn't going to bring this up now, but seeing how you did,
okay,
Anthony Weiner's estranged wife, Huma Abedin.
Yeah.
She's in hot water with your people.
With the Jews.
With the Jews.
Well, I know her whole family worked for that horrible journal, which, is anti-Semitic paper.
A Jew-hating paper that
Yes.
terrorist sympathizing Sharia law proponents.
Yeah.
And her name was on that masthead.
Yes, it was.
But it also turns out that somebody turned up an email from her to a Bill Clinton aide in 2009. Bill Clinton was invited to speak before AIPAC, which is it's called American Israel Public Affairs Committee. And she wrote to Bill Clinton's aide, "You really want to consider sending him into that crowd?" That's Hummer Weiner.
Well, is she wrong? I'm Jewish. Is she wrong? It's a rough crowd. Very rough crowd.
Well, I mean, the way it just seems.
She's anti.
It seems rather dismissive, and that crowd.
Yeah.
You in front of those crazy Jews.
That's why people never took the Weiner-Huma relationship seriously, because he's a Jew and she is, at least on the surface, maybe even more than that, an anti-Semite. So people are like, well, this doesn't make any sense.
But here's the thing, and I called her Anthony Weiner's estranged wife, Huma Abedin, and all that stuff. She's Hillary Clinton's top aide.
I know that.
That's the salient point here. That's the one, the relevant point, I think.
So that means that Hillary must be an anti-Semite.
1 month before the election. No, listen. The point. Well, look. You draw your own. I report. You decide. If it was Kellyanne Conway, I mean, you see graphics on CNN. Forget the hurricane. That's what would be up there all day long. Hey, listen, we have a guest coming in.
A great guest. He's a local legend. If you're a Yankee fan, you see him sitting behind home plate all the time. His stores are the best in the country for any sporting goods, jerseys, all that great stuff. And people in New York love this guy. Mitchell Modell, the great Modell Sporting Goods. Got to go to Mo's. Mitchell Modell live in studio coming up next.
Let's get that Mitch in here. 1-800-848-9222. Bernie and Sid back after Deb with the news.
77 WABC.
What's happened with Hillary Clinton, where you send emails, where they send a subpoena, and they want all of your emails. I mean, if you're in private business and you do what she did, it's called the Who's Gal.
That's funny. Donald Trump last night, and we're back here on the Bernie and Sid show, 10:38 on your Friday morning, and we've got an esteemed guest. He knows Donald, seen him once or twice on the Bronx at a Yankee game, and that is anytime you need sporting goods, jerseys, any of that stuff, he's got the best stores in the country. There is no close second. He's a New York icon, legend, revered and loved in this town. Mitchell Modell. Good morning, Mitchell.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning,
How you
Mitch.
doing?
Very well, sir. An honor to have you here.
Thank you. I'm still recovering from Wednesday night's Met loss.
Yeah, because you're a bigger Yankee fan, but you still love the Mets, and you love all the local teams, basically, right?
Yeah, we love all the local teams, whoever's in it. And look, we still have 2 teams in it with the Nationals and the Red Sox, but the Mets was huge, particularly they went so deep last year to the series.
Well, when you say because you've got stores in Washington, and not just in New York, you're in Boston, Washington, all over the East Coast, right?
Correct, in the Northeast.
Gotcha.
So we're in Philly, Washington.
So you have, if it was the Yankees and the Red Sox, it's a struggle for you. I mean, it's you can't pick a side.
We would want the Yankees.
The Yankees.
We have more stores. We go with the wallet.
Got to go with the hometown. No doubt about it.
Absolutely. One of the things that I enjoy from your work, and Bernard loves this show too, because you've lost a lot of weight. You look like $1 million. You actually did the Undercover Boss show. And I'm not saying this because we're all friends. I know you for a long time. That was the best Undercover Boss segment I've ever seen. I know you loved it, right?
It was life-changing. I mean, first of all, they would have over 5 million Facebook followers. It was the season's premiere in season 4. It was episode 1. And it was a game changer for me. I mean, I never realized what our associates go through until you really, truly go undercover.
I swear, I wish I had seen the episode with you in it. I did not see it, but I have seen other episodes of Undercover Boss. We were talking the other day, what makes you cry? And I said, I don't cry much.
Nothing.
But I cry at Undercover Boss a couple of times. I really did. I mean, I welled up a little bit.
Yeah.
Because you see what these downtrodden employees, perhaps, how they put their heart and soul into the business and they care about it. And I'm sure it was something similar with you. I didn't see it, but I could imagine.
One of our associates who is training me in one of the stores in Washington and tells me she lives in a homeless shelter and she's not even sure she'll be able to stay there. She might have to be put out on the streets. Bernard, I broke down.
Yes.
I broke down. I mean, I collapsed. This was real. This is not, talk to Angel. She was homeless. This is all spur of the moment.
Right.
And it was, every time I look at it, I have a tear in my eye.
I've seen several of them, and it has the same effect on me. You see, it really, your heart goes out to some people, and it's representative of people across the country, Americans, regular Americans who didn't catch a break by birth, and they're in there working hard and putting their heart and soul into it. And it's tough. Life is tough, and you saw that firsthand, and I'll bet it was moving.
You know what? When you have an impact on someone's life, it's one thing, and it's really, really heartwarming. But then when you really dig down and you see what our associates go through on a daily basis and some of the hardships they go through and some of the things that we put on the stores that we don't even know about, we changed a lot of policies and a lot of procedures as a result of Undercover Boss. It was incredible.
You make a surprise party. You're always worried that your spouse, the offender, is going to find out. And even when they first walk in, you kind of look at their face and go, well, hold on a second. You think they know. You think they don't know. I would imagine with a show like that, even though they put the makeup on, you look completely different. Are you thinking the whole time, maybe they got me. Maybe they know it's me.
Well, the first store I walked into in Hamden, Connecticut, David, the general manager, said, I think that's Mitchell. Because it can't be Mitchell. He's bald. He's got a mustache. How could it be Mitchell? He goes, I think it's Mitchell. And they caught me.
Because you had high heels on, right? they know what you do on the weekends.
They caught me in the act.
No, really?
I ripped off my mustache, and I go, all right, I need to really hear. Tell me what's going on.
No kidding.
And it's still, this is 4 years later when he goes, why do you treat New England stores like the redheaded stepchild?
That's funny.
Yeah, life-changing.
You think Donald Trump could ever do that show like with his employee? Because there's no. How would you dress up Donald Trump? He's too recognizable. There's no way. Right?
Not at this point, I would say.
We'll send Alec Baldwin to go undercover.
Yeah.
Did you see Saturday Night Live?
Yeah, it was funny.
He did a great job.
Well, the problem is we're friends, Bernie and I, with Darrell Hammond. Yeah. He's been live in pseudo. He's done Donald. So we were actually pissed off the way it all went down. But I will admit, I thought Alec Baldwin was actually pretty good.
Alec did the lips perfect. I mean, it was priceless.
Yeah, it was pretty
good. He did a good job, but we're still angry over the way they treated Darrell Hammond, who was, we thought he was the best. We liked him.
Bill Clinton.
Yeah, he does a great Bill Clinton, among other things. But in any case, so Mitchell Modell, who owns Modell's all over, across the Northeast. Let's talk about jerseys that you sell. And right now, they say that the top-selling jersey is Colin Kaepernick's jersey.
Is that still true?
Not with us. Wentz jerseys, Carson Wentz jerseys in Philadelphia is out of control.
The rookie quarterback, they're 3-0.
We saw more Eagle jerseys last week on an off week, than we did all of last year in Philadelphia.
Wow.
That's how the team and the fans react.
But there was a time a couple of weeks ago when Kaepernick first came out with his. Were you selling a bunch of?
A few of them. It was more an online play than anything else. Because the stand that he took. But Odell Beckham is still number one.
With the Kaepernick, you needed lighter fluid to go along with it. I think
he is a lightning rod.
That combo would have gotten you a lot of sales. But
Odell Beckham is unbelievable. Yeah. Even with all the craziness and the stuff he's going through.
He's not doing anything. He's pissed off. Yeah.
Well, you know what? I think a lot of people spoke to him. I think you're going to see a different guy this week.
You're in a tough spot because let's say, and I don't know if you were or you weren't. Let's say you were pissed off at Kaepernick. We think he's a douchebag. But let's say you're pissed off because he should stamp the national anthem and the pigs on the socks and all that stuff. But you still want to sell his jersey. You still want to sell it.
You got to service the stores to service the customer. At the end of the day, even when Rice had an issue with Baltimore, we had to take him off the floor, and customers were coming in. We go, what do we do? Do we keep it on the floor?
But they wanted Ray Rice jerseys after he knocked his girlfriend out in an elevator?
I mean, look, people look at it as an opportunity. Either to sell it on eBay or have it hanging in the closet for life.
And there was even an issue with Tim Tebow's jerseys a few years ago.
Oh, don't bring up Tim Tebow. This guy cost me more friggin' markdowns.
Is that right?
Oh.
Do you have Tim Tebow Met jerseys yet?
No, let me tell you, we got burnt in Denver. Then he goes to the Jets. We get burnt when he gets traded. Then he goes to the Eagles.
So in other words,
then he goes to the Mets. I go, guys, we're done. I can't afford this guy anymore.
That's funny.
I mean, we used it as Duraflame logs, Sid.
Yeah, I know. So do you still sell Derek Jeter jerseys?
Yes.
You do
Yes.
still?
Still have remnants. You can't go out and buy it today, but we still have remnants in some of the stores.
Any other Yankee jersey sell this year besides, who's a big Yankee seller?
Sanchez.
Gabby Sanchez?
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. He caught on fire the last 30 days. Incredible.
Yeah. How about
really
Mets?
incredible.
Is Mets Syndergaard or?
Syndergaard is 1, 2, and 3.
That's it. He sells them all.
How tough was that game Wednesday night?
That wasn't easy.
Horrible.
Wasn't easy.
Horrible.
Wasn't easy.
One more thing on the jerseys. Derrick Rose jersey. That
blowing out.
Blowing
Can't
out,
keep
really?
it in stock.
Stop. Are you kidding?
Blowing. We just got shipment in it. Incredible. We want to make sure he doesn't get injured until he's the first game.
Injured? He may go to prison.
No, that's the thing. If the details came out in the New York Post today about this
alleged rape.
The alleged
He'll get
rape.
injured in prison.
And at best, he took advantage of a drunk woman, him and his 2 friends, at best. At worst, they raped her.
Right.
So that's why I asked about the jersey. I didn't know if I don't think those details are hidden or known.
They weren't. And let me just say what a hypocrite I am. To just move on from what you said, Bernard. I'm aware of all these details. They make me sick. They nauseate me. But if, in fact, Derrick Rose does not go to prison, I'm going to root for him every single night for the Knicks. And that's a sports fan. That's what the sports fan is able to separate, for some reason, some of these lousy guys because they want their team to win.
When was the last time you had this kind of energy, with
for the Knicks?
It's
Long
just
time.
incredible.
But you know what you're saying, though, of course, is that if O.J. Simpson could, if he could score 30 points a night, you'd root for him. That's what I'm saying.
O.J. Come on, Bernard.
No, listen, that's why I don't root for franchises now. I root for individuals. If a team is made up of good people and I kind of like them, I'll root for that team. And the franchise itself, if it's people by a bunch of creeps and rapists, I won't root for them, even if it's New York.
And I'm the complete opposite. I've decided to no longer take any emotional investments in individuals because I find out in life, whether they're politicians, movie stars, athletes, they will disappoint you. And now I just root for the laundry. So I want the Knicks to win. I want them, no matter who's out there, just win Knicks. And that's easier. Right?
Listen, we just want them to have a winning record going into holiday season. Because you know what? Fans feed off like guys at your programs and the newspapers and the TV. And you know what? It just generates an incredible amount of excitement.
So right now, Modell's is doing well with the Knicks. And you're right down the block from the Garden Residence.
Right. We have our flagship store blocked down. We have every jersey in every league and every sport. It's crazy there.
Could I buy for the big showdown Sunday night? I'm not talking about the Giants and the Packers. Could I buy a Trump or a Clinton jersey for the big debate coming up on Sunday night? You ever think about doing stuff like that, crazy stuff outside the box that's not sports, maybe stuff like that, or no?
You know what? One of my friends just came out with a Clinton. I'll send it to you guys. A Clinton Trump underwear where they have Donald as a baby, Clinton as a baby.
Come on.
2 different styles. You know what? I will send it up. I'll send it up to the studios.
Trump underwear.
It's wild. Wild.
It's not on the shelves yet, though.
No, we're not selling it. I think he's selling it online, but we'll get you the information. It's crazy.
Now, listen, you are a mogul in this city, so you know Donald Trump. I'm sure you've socialized with him at times. I mean, the Donald Trump you see in the news, on the stage, at the rallies, is that the same Donald Trump at the cocktail parties that you frequent?
Donald is one of a kind. I mean, we go back as late as the 60s when Donald took over the Commodore Hotel. Early 70s, excuse me.
The
early
one by
70s,
Grand Central.
Grand Central, and he became our landlord. And he was throwing everybody out on the streets.
What do you mean? So you had your store there?
We had a store there.
Modell's, okay. Gotcha.
Right. And one by one, every store was closing down as the lease came up. And my father said, we are not closing the store. He has no right. He has no right. Anyway, we end up going to court with Donald. We end up settling it. We end up becoming friends as a result of that.
Wow.
Ivana was the architect. So here we are. We have marble floors selling $2.99 T-shirts back in the 70s, and it was crazy. And that's how our relationship started with the Trumps.
And so to my question, is he a wild-eyed lunatic, or is he kind of a genteel, nice guy in person?
He is a great guy. Listen, you know what? That's what people love about him.
Yeah.
He says what he feels. He's not a politician. He talks from the heart.
He's a guy from Queens.
Guy from Queens, but you know what? He beats to his own drum, and that's what makes him so
See,
special.
every person we've had in here, forgetting about who they're going to vote for.
He's a brilliant marketing guy.
Right, and they've all, anybody who's had any personal experience, and I'm not voting for him, but any person who's had a personal experience with Donald says exactly what you say. That the guy that you're watching on TV that is pretty unlikable, that's not the real Donald Trump. That's not him.
I mean, you had to love it when about 2 months ago, he's in Scotland, and he's talking, and he's selling his penthouses in his hotels on television. I mean, here he is running for president, but that's Donald. Right. There's no.
That was the day after the Brexit too. That was the day after. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah. I mean, the guy's got quite a pair. Let's put it that way. Listen, he cemented it with me when he agreed to pay for the legal bills of the old guy, 78-year-old guy who elbowed the protester who was giving the finger to women and kids. And people were saying, "Oh, look at the violence at the Trump rallies." He said, "You know what? I'll pay that guy's legal bills." I said, "I like that guy." That's when I became a huge Trump fan at that point, because he's out of the box like that. I mean, there was a certain amount of loyalty there to the old guy. You know, he was at the Trump rally, but that's just me. So I like the Trump at the rallies, and I like the personal nice guy as well. You know,
think about the primary. I mean, I never watched a primary in my life.
Right? Nobody did.
The last one.
Right?
You couldn't wait. This was better than any HBO special. Anything.
Better than a sporting event. Listen, I have said all my years at FAN, you know this, Mitch, and you know I'm a diehard sports fan like you. And I've said on the air, Bernie, a million times that, and I love the Red Sox-Yankee rivalry, Jets, Dolphins, Lakers, Celtics, go wherever you want. I don't care. Giants, Cowboys. The real blood sport this year, where there's legitimate animosity and rivalry, is Trump and Clinton. This is the real blood sport right now, right?
Sunday night's going to be very interesting. I think Donald's going to come out swinging.
But the Giants are playing the Packers Sunday night.
I know. Listen, we're going to watch. We'll have one on silent. We'll have the Giant game on silent. But you got to watch Donald.
No doubt.
Even Mitch Modell's watching. Love it.
He's taken he's bite out of the ratings for the NFL. Oh yeah, it's Trump Hillary is what it is really. People are focused on the news. Sports seems trivial right now as we approach this election because of Trump.
Everything is. I mean, that's so you think Trump is going to come out firing on Sunday night? He's going to be.
I think he's going to come out swinging. Look, you know what? She was very prepared, and you know, and I was there. I was out there in Hempstead. It was unbelievable.
You were in the audience.
I was in the audience.
You're kidding.
We
were there that morning doing our show from there.
Before the debate, all the politicians. You had Don King there. You had Mark Cuban. You had Senator Schumer. You had Governor Cuomo. I mean, you had everybody there. You had the mayor there. It was just intensity until, you know, Holt said, okay, listen, there's no talking, there's no clapping, there's no yelling. And
everybody shut up.
And then the boxing gloves came off with Hillary. She came swinging at Donald
she
from
did.
Round one. With
she knew how to
$14 million, and
that was Huffeld Forum last Monday night, wasn't it, Mitch?
Right. But I think Donald's going to come out. He's going to come out.
You know what? I know Mitch Modell doesn't want to endorse anybody.
I know,
here.
but he's kind of giving it away.
I like what I hear. I like what I hear.
No, he's got to be careful, Mitchell, because he wants to sell Chelsea and her kids Nick jerseys just as much as Trump and his kids.
Right. No, he's got to be diplomatic.
That's it.
I'm very diplomatic.
Listen,
right.
We do. We're out of time, Mitch Modell. But listen, it was an honor and a
before
pleasure.
that, I'm going to tell us quickly about the bar that you're involved with. A bar now too, right around the corner from.
Oh yeah.
Right. So in the Renaissance Hotel, we just opened up Rock and Riley's this past April. 27,000 square feet. It's got an outdoor deck. 37 TV sets.
Wow. Where is it now?
It's between 35th Street, between 7th and 8th, at the Renaissance Hotel.
Okay.
The 5th floor. It's unbelievable. We have a DJ every Sunday with the games. We have the beanbag tosses.
Yeah. And it's called Rock and O'Reilly?
Rock and Riley's.
Rock and Riley's.
Rock and Riley's.
Oh,
They're based out of California. We opened up the franchise here in New York. It's on 35th between 7th and 8th.
Awesome.
It's unbelievable. Every night on Sundays, it's crazy.
She's been there. Now, you had a big blowout there last
night.
night.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. There you go. Mitch Modell, listen.
The man.
A treat. An honor. Thank you for coming in. A New York icon here, Mitch Modell.
Go Jets, go Giants.
On the Bernie and Sid show back after this.
77.
The one and only Sid.
Live, local, on it.
You never know what's going to happen.
Exclusively.
What is this?
77 WABC.
Show them it, girl. Bada bang bang. Bounce with it, girl. Dance with it, girl. Get with it, girl.
Bada bang bang.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Friday night, and I won't be long. Gotta do my hair, put
my merry-go-round.
It's Friday night and I won't be long till I
Hit the dance floor, hit the dance floor. Biddy-bong.
It is Friday night.
Come
Welcome
on,
back.
this is a great Friday song.
Great any day song.
I got you,
specifically
baby.
Friday. Hour number 2, the last hour of the week on the Bernie and Sid show right here on 77 WABC. Want to thank our good buddy, Mitchell Modell, Modell Sporting Goods. Got to go to Moe's for stopping by. We do expect another New York legend, great actor and writer, producer, director. His Broadway show turned movie, now about to become a musical, early December here in New York. Also has one of the best restaurants in the country, and that is our good friend Chazz Palminteri stopping by this hour.
Chazz is coming by.
Yeah.
I love Chazz Palminteri. Love him, of course, in the movies and on Modern Family as well.
Great on that, too. And Bill de Blasio will be here 11:45.
Right, we're going to punch him in the face.
Punch him right in the stomach. Knock him the F out.
Hey, did you hear about Joe Buck? He's got this, he's coming out with a book. And it turns out that a couple of years ago, he had a problem with his voice.
I did hear about this, yes.
Right, and it turns he didn't tell his employers or any of the public. Period.
Well, he lied. He said he had a virus.
That's right.
It. Yeah.
But it turns out he was getting hair plugs, and he's been getting hair plugs. Joe Buck, a big baseball announcer,
and football. He does the football with Troy Aikman.
Troy Aikman, exactly right. Yes, he's been getting hair plugs since the age of 24.
Wow!
And this is what he says. Broadcasting is a brutal, often unfair business where looks are valued more than skill. Can you believe that?
He's such a geeky guy. He tries to, he'll grow a goatee.
He's so
every
vain.
couple. He's so geeky.
How does that affect his voice?
And they gave him they gave him a show once on HBO. You may remember.
Oh, it's horrible.
It was horrible. It was like in the Bob Costas mold. But he brought on Artie Lang. And I think Artie was still working for Howard at the time, And Artie Lang went berserk.
Yeah,
I mean, just one offensive thing after another. Even Michael Irvin, I think, got offended.
It was great.
And they said they were going to fire Joe Buck. And Joe Buck is like, this is great. And then his show got canceled anyway.
Well, he was just terrible. Listen,
terrible.
It was the Peter principle. I mean, he exceeded his limitations, whatever the hell. Look. But the thing is this, he'd be calling a minor league baseball games in Oklahoma if it wasn't for his dad. That's A.
Oh, Jack was great. Jack
Buck is the only reason why Joe Buck is sitting next to Troy Aikman.
I would say this, Joe is good at baseball.
He's
I
talented.
don't like his football coverage with Troy Aikman, but I think he's very good at baseball.
He was very good with Tim McCarver.
Yes.
I like that pairing for a long time. But still, I mean, there are so many good guys out there. The edge he had was his last name.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I'm cool with nepotism. That's all right.
All right. So hair plug since 24. He says he was worried. He didn't tell the truth. He said, I was worried that if I lost my hair, I would lose my job.
Right.
And he didn't want to tell people because he was embarrassed.
By the way, he wasn't exactly a lifeguard in the beach on Baywatch.
I know.
Who cares
you're
what
behind
the baseball announcer?
Exactly.
I mean, you ever see Gary Cohen and Howie Rose?
It's all because it's really just his personal vanity, if you ask me.
He admitted that. He goes, I'm full of crap. It's my personal vanity. Who am I kidding?
Right. I mean, there are a lot of guys. For example, Dennis Miller, he's a big plug guy. He's got... I don't know. I think he has hair transplants from his back, but they're putting plugs in his head. That's why he's got that full head of hair.
Is that really true?
That's one guy. There's a lot of guys out there. Tom Brady, plugs.
No way.
Absolutely.
Not Tom Brady?
You didn't know that? Tom Brady.
Stop.
Yes, and LeBron James, hair plugs.
What the hell are you talking about?
Come on, Sid. You didn't know this?
Telly Savalas, too, when he was alive?
Hey, you bald-headed prick.
And let me just ask you, when you first realized...
It was going. And at an early age for me.
And now listen, I know yesterday you were wetting your pants over your house is going to fly away a la Wizard of Oz in the hurricane. When you were losing your hair, you must have just totally flipped.
I got to be completely honest. And I'm pretty vain, right? I mean, I'm going to be, God willing, 50 or so with skinny jeans. It never bothered me. And people would go to me, well, wait a second, don't you? Because Cy Sperling.
But back in the day, you had a big Jufro.
Oh, my God, young, right?
Yeah. So it didn't bother you that it was?
My engagement picture to Danielle, that was 1991. I've got a huge fro. And by 1995, it was almost gone. And I remember Cy Sperling wanted to advertise with me on the Fan. And he said, I will give you the hair for free. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do it. That's the one thing that never bothered me. Everything else does.
Right.
Everything else does. But the hair thing, and thank God never bothered Danielle. She likes sexy, blah, blah. So in that.
Right, but initially, though, it doesn't bother me now at all.
You were freaking out?
I didn't freak out, but I didn't like it. It bothered me. I mean, I didn't want to lose my damn
Aren't
hair.
you more concerned about the size of your penis and losing your hair?
How about can I be concerned about both at the same? I mean,
Both ends.
If you got to pick a head, it can't
I'm
hair.
begging you. Yeah, that's I got 2 heads to worry about.
I think it depends what age you start losing it, because my husband started in his 20s, and he was very insecure
Well,
about
yeah,
it.
I'll tell you how I started.
Is he bald, Vic?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
not all, but, you know, he's almost...
How old was Victor
No,
when he
he's
got married?
bald. He looks
That's
like
when it started.
remember that he's got that Ed Asner look. Unlike you and I, especially me, I shave it all the way around
Right.
to avoid that Ed
Right.
Asner look.
And I keep it very, not as tight as you, but
No.
tight to avoid that same
If it ain't
look.
tight, it ain't right.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But listen, when I first,
So he's got like bushy sides, Vic?
No, not at all, Bernie. What are you talking about?
Oh,
He's
yeah,
fast.
you got to cut it. You got to keep it. You got to
God.
do. You got to do Dwayne the Rock Johnson. You got to keep it all off. That's what you have to do. Sid still tries to hang on to some
A
of the.
little bit.
I can see Sid doing the Oscar Gamble look, you know, from the baseball card.
No, that's the old pro days.
But I'll tell you, when I first started to realize it, I started getting sunburn on the
your
top
head?
of my head through my hair. I'm like, what the hell? Why's my head hurt? I'm like, holy crap! I'm going bald.
You know, but on a serious note, that's another issue with Donald Trump. I'm being completely serious because his hair, and I'm a bald guy, but his hair looks ridiculous. It looks ridiculous. Cut it. But he's worried about that. He is worried about
He's
that.
very vain, no doubt about it.
How
about a guy like-
vain to the point where he looks ridiculous and he keeps it.
So, well, yes, I know, but I don't know. I don't know what he would look like. What he would look like with the straight haircut. I don't know why. You know, he has the hair up front because he lets people touch it.
Right.
But apparently up on top, in his cranium is in the middle of his dome. Maybe that's where
is that gone?
Maybe that's where they go through all these hoops or whatever. They put weaves and hair clips
to keep
and
it
bobby
looking,
clips.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
But how about a guy like, say, Mark Simone, who goes for the toupee instead of the plugs?
He's got a weird hair, Mark Simone. He's a weird guy. I mean, altogether.
You don't remember Marv Albert?
I do.
He used to, what he would do, and this is very creative, he would wear the hair
piece, the toupee.
Right, he would wear it with the haircut toupee.
Right.
Then it grew in a little bit toupee.
Right.
And then maybe it's overgrown toupee. And then you go back to the haircut toupee.
Right.
To try to throw you
so
off.
it looked different. You
right.
thought maybe his own
you would think,
his own
hey,
hair.
Marv just got a haircut.
Brilliant.
No, he had the haircut toupee.
Brilliant.
Right?
Yeah.
It was
That's smart.
And then he would put on a bullet bra and,
I fully understand.
sing show tunes bald. I mean, go figure.
I'd rather have bald. I mean, the weave looks awful, and it's like you're trying to hide
The
something.
weave looks terrible.
Terrible. It's a bad look.
But look, but the plugs now. These Curtis Lee got some plugs, and
Curtis Lee got plugs.
They look good on him.
Really?
Tom Brady. Now I'm telling you,
Is that
Tom
what-
Brady.
I didn't know this.
He was freaking out. Yes, him and LeBron James. They're both two of them very young guys, vain, and they're going with the plugs.
Well,
so.
Joe Bucket, in this case, I guess he was taking some, the plugs involved some medication, I guess. And the medication, like, attacked his vocal cord.
To bring it full circle. That's
Yeah.
right. That's what happened. The medication screwed up his vocal cords, and he lost his voice.
Right.
And that's what he's revealing now.
He almost lost it. He would have been finished.
He says, and now he said, he says, I was stressed at the time when I started to take antidepressants and was going through a divorce. So all of that was happening at the same time. What a mess. Antidepressants. Good God almighty.
I mean, really?
Then he says, then I had this situation with my voice that rocked me to my knees and shook every part of my world. I'm 47 years old now and willing to be vulnerable sharing a story.
Oh, please,
God.
give me a break.
Go on, Dr. Phil.
Give
you
me
schmuck.
a break.
Whether the book is read by one person or 1 million doesn't concern me. Getting this out and being honest and really telling my story, that was the impetus behind
What
this.
story?
Listen,
what
bro,
do we do?
you went on the side of a hill in Afghanistan, for God's sake.
Seriously, you really would.
Holy Jesus Christ, these people.
It's another
Get
story.
a perspective.
Another story today. I admit this, and I am heterosexual. I love the E! Channel. I always have loved the E! Channel. Calm down.
That's fine. It's okay. I still like you.
So one of the reporters on the E! Channel is this guy named Ken Baker. And I look at this guy and I go, this guy's a little, he's
he can swing both ways.
LBGTQF.
He's bi, perhaps.
I don't know. But he's married to a pretty hot chick. And there's a story in today's New York Post. Ken Baker, I went through puberty at the age of 27. you can't make. I've watched this guy on TV for years. I thought it was all out there. Hollywood ending as hormone RX delivers the sex drive of a teenager. So at the age of 27, he had not gone through puberty, didn't want to have sex, talking about Mark Simone, and then now all of a sudden,
low blow.
Wait a second.
Now he's horny and one of us.
He wants to make up for lost time.
I guess so.
Probably. But he is one of us.
One of
not
us.
through puberty till the age of 27. Now that's something to write a book about.
That's a story, right? Not almost dying from hair plugs, Joe Buck.
Not even dying. You're just losing your voice for a little while, for God's sake.
Right.
1-800-848-9222. 1-800-848-WABC. Bernie and Sid.
I was so happy that Mike did well. And I was rooting him on, and we were talking all during the day, and I was giving us some ideas, and we were running things by each other. And it's so disconcerting when you hear, even tonight, they said, Donald Trump is going to New Hampshire to practice for Sunday. This has nothing to do with Sunday. And it's like they make you into like a child. And this has I love the people of New Hampshire. This was set up a little while ago. They were going to cancel it, and I said, why are you going to cancel it? Well, you wanted debate prep. I said, forget debate prep. I mean, give me a break. Do you really think that Hillary Clinton is debate prepping for 3 or 4 days? Hillary Clinton is resting, okay? She's resting. She wants to build up her energy for Sunday night. And you know what? That's fine.
Back on Bernie and Sid on 77 WABC.
Like
Donald
Terrell
Trump.
Owens said years ago, get your popcorn ready, Bernard.
Yes, indeed. It's going to be good. So, look, it's huge. This is bigger than the first one. The first one, there was a lot of hype. But this is going to matter more because, if she wins 2 out of 3.
Well, it matters more for your guy. Doesn't matter much because she could have a bad night and we'll still have a rubber match. Right. The first one was the most important one because obviously that set the stage and he's been getting creamed in every state for 2 weeks. That was the most important one. This one is important for him because if he loses, he's done. She could afford to lose and still be okay.
If he wins, we will have 2 victories in a row in that Pence beat Kane. So there will be a little momentum.
Yeah, nobody cares about that. But you're right, he did. But nobody cares.
Now listen, the backstory to the inside story is also there's a feud between the moderators of this debate coming up Sunday night between Anderson Cooper from CNN and this Martha Radish lady from ABC.
Yeah.
She's like one of the George Stephanopoulos flunkies. But in any case, they're fighting over what questions each one of them can ask. And, there's charges of sexism and homophobia flying around.
Oh, you're funny.
Not really, but...
well, it makes sense. You got a woman
but we could turn it into that, couldn't we?
Right.
We could pull their game on them.
Well, that Donald Trump will say that, of course, if it's on Monday morning, if it's a lousy performance on Sunday night. I had no chance. They had a woman there. They had a gay. What do we call him today? Gays that had a gay.
No, he's very gay friendly. You know that.
Oh, yeah.
He is. But listen. But the thing is, they're both liberals. That's the problem.
Yes.
You know, just like all the rest of them, they hate Donald Trump.
He's got you're right, and Lester Holt hated him too. And I did admit that morning.
Yes.
But that's not why Donald Trump lost. And if he loses Sunday night, that's not going to be the reason either. So he knows it coming in. It sucks for Donald. I admit that. But he's got to prepare for that and still be at his best. He has to beat Hillary, not Anderson Cooper. Bottom line.
Well, and the town hall members. It's a town hall setting. The people who show up.
Right.
I don't know. I guess it's the debate commission that's selecting the audience.
I don't even know. Is that how they get in?
That's how they get in. Yeah. But
how many people?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know any details. All I know is it's Sunday night.
I'm pumped.
And I am psyched myself.
Listen, I'm a diehard Giant fan. I know we suck, but we're 2-2. We're right there in the race behind Dallas, and I don't miss any Giant games. And it's Giants-Packers. I mean, that's a great matchup, and I'm here to tell you that I will watch very little. The only time I watch a Giant game, honestly, is at a commercial during Trump and Clinton. That's it.
Listen, the ratings in the NFL are reflecting the people are turning away from a couple of reasons. One of them is the politics. The campaign is so exciting, and so it's, as you pointed out to Mitch Modell, this is a match.
This is the real sport. Today. That's the blood sport.
This is a steel cage death match right here.
Yeah.
But the NFL, you have people's interest in politics, and also the Colin Kaepernick crap with these morons taking a knee during the national anthem.
I would say this. I agree that some people are still up. In fact, the Colts cut Antonio Cromartie this week, the former Jet. He got cut because he got burnt about 10 times by Jacksonville and London, not because he kneeled for the national anthem, but he did kneel and he got cut. Don't forget, in about a 2-month period, Adrian Peterson nearly killed his kid with a stick. Ray Rice knocked out his girlfriend in an elevator, and people were furious, and they still watch. So I do think people were upset with Colin Kaepernick, but if I'm going to give a reason why the ratings are down, to me it's less about that and more about Trump Clinton. Even the guys at the Fan, Evan Roberts, Mike Francesa, Mark Malusis, those guys, Boomer Esiason, gun to their head, what would you rather talk today? Every one of them wants to be talking about Trump and Clinton.
Without a doubt. But still, you can't discount, I think, how much it turns people off,
Yeah, but football fans are fickle. They still watch.
The national anthem.
But they still watch. They're pissed, but they still watch.
Our war dead. But I think a lot of people, maybe. I don't know. It's hard to quantify.
Right.
It's hard to actually decipher what's causing the decline in the ratings.
I'm one of them. I can't stand Colin Kaepernick. I can't stand those guys. Those 3 Dolphin players I thought should have been cut the next day. And I was furious about Ray Rice. But come Sunday, I watch football.
You watch.
Yeah.
Like I said, you and Mitch Modell essentially acknowledge that if Derrick Rose is, even if he's a rapist,
right,
certifiable, and we see in the paper this morning, at best, he took advantage, and he took advantage of a drunk girl, him and his friends, which makes him a creep, a total lowlife.
Agreed.
But that's at best.
Right.
But he's possibly a rapist.
Could be.
But as long as he hits 30 points a night,
yeah,
he's the man.
I'll be at the Garden, Knicks, whoever, and I'll be wearing a Derrick Rose jersey.
You people are sick. 1-800-848-9222, Bernie and Sid. Chazz Palminteri coming up next. Back after this.
77 WABC. Now.
Hurricane Matthew expected to make landfall. 69 sunny. I'm Deborah Valentine with the stories you'll be talking about on 70.
Is where I wanna be.
Nice. Belmont Avenue. On the streets of the Bronx. Great one-man show. Best one-man show I've ever seen. Nothing close. Turned into a great movie with Robert De Niro and Chazz Palminteri. And now, this is really exciting. Now about to be a musical on Broadway next month. A Bronx Tale.
No kidding.
With our guy. Talking about beloved in New York like Mitch Modell. The great, ultra-talented Chazz Palminteri. Good morning, Chazz. How are you, buddy?
Chazz!
Good morning, Bernie. Good morning, Sid. How are you guys?
It could be a lot worse. Always good on Friday, and always good to have you on the other end of the line, Chazz Palminteri. Thanks for appearing.
Well, it's my pleasure. You guys got such a great show. I'm telling you, you guys got a great show. I listen to it all the time. You got great chemistry together. All my friends talk about it, and I tell them, I said, man, I'm telling you, these guys are great. It's not the normal talk show. It's without the BS, just like you say. You know?
No, you're making us blush. You're making me blush.
Yeah, me too.
But thank you very much, Chazz. So yes, you have this new the movie turning into a play on Broadway next month. Tell us about it.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Alan Menken, who won 8 Academy Awards, did the music. Glenn Slater, who nominated for 3 Tonys, did the lyrics. I wrote, obviously, the book. Robert De Niro and Jerry Zaks are directing. Tommy Mottola, the music mogul, is producing with the Dodgers group, with the Jersey Boys and Matilda. So we have a top shelf team. We're really excited by it. We ran out of town at the Paper Mill Playhouse. We broke all the records as far as box office and sales. So we're excited now to come into New York.
Very exciting, Chazz. Can I ask you, where did you? I knew you grew up. You were born in the Bronx. You grew up in the Bronx as well, in the Arthur Avenue area.
Yeah, right down the block. Yeah,
no kidding. Wow. So
187th and Belmont.
I've told you before. I think my dad used to drive the 12 bus across Fordham Road, the same bus that Robert De Niro drove in the movie.
That was my father's bus, the 12 bus.
There you go, from Washington Heights, 181st Street and Broadway to City Island / Orchard Beach, back and forth all day long.
That's amazing. My dad, that was his route.
That was mine as well. How do you like that?
Maybe you guys got the same father.
Listen. Wait a minute here. Hold on.
We're brothers.
Remember they talked about that lost brother Bernard you never met, Chazz? Well, here he is.
My brother from another mother, and there ain't no other. That's funny. No, that's a true story. But listen, so we look forward to that coming up next month. What theater did you say it was going to be at?
It's going to be at the Long Acre Theater. You can get tickets. I mean, tickets are just, we're doing an incredible, pre-sale. Tickets are flying off the shelf, so if people want to see it, it opens December 1st, but it starts previewing November 3rd.
So
Go ahead.
What I hear from this is that so you based that character was on your father, and you were essentially the lad in the movie, based it on yourself.
Oh, absolutely. My real name is Colodro. My real name is Colodro Lorenzo Palminteri. They used to call me C when I was a kid. I saw the guy get whacked. That's how it happened. I didn't rat on him, and they befriended me. And it was this young boy growing up, taking the best of the wise guy, the best of his father, becoming a man.
Wow.
It is amazing, too, the staying power. And I always tell people this. I saw the movie. I love the movie, obviously, but then I was really blown away when I saw you perform the one-man show, which was before the movie. It was a one-man show, then the movie, now the musical. The staying power of this, Chazz. I mean, when you sat down and wrote this, did you have any idea it would be a movie, now a musical? No. You're talking years and years of this success.
This is almost 30 years. You know what it is? It's a story that people just love to see. You know, the amazing thing about this is, guys, that when I go to Europe, I've done 60 movies, and all they talk about is Bronx Tale. And you know where Bronx Tale is like the biggest hit of all? Japan.
See, I was going to ask you that because I could understand why in New York they would love it because it's so New York, it's the Bronx. Even South Florida, I saw you perform your show. That's basically another borough of New York. But you're telling me that the middle of the country and other continents, they still love this show.
Still love the show. I'm doing the one-man show a few more times now. I'm kind of winding it down. I'm doing it on the East Coast. This is the last few times I'll be doing it. I'm actually in Detroit doing it tonight, and then I'm doing it tomorrow night, actually in Atlantic City, the Golden Nugget. But that'll be like the last few times that I'll be doing it.
Oh, that's it.
Fantastic. So how long did you stay in the Bronx? You lived there till what? Your 20s?
No, 19. I left in 1968.
Okay.
We left, but it was like my first 18 years were right there. You know, it was pretty incredible.
How do you like that? Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Listen, me, I was down in the Monroe Project, the Monroe houses in the Soundview section, a little different type of a hood. But you know what? It was funny. I was watching one of the dopey entertainment shows because all the cable news shows it was all hurricane, and I was I was full of it at that point. So I was watching Access Hollywood, and they had Kim Kardashian. They're talking about she got robbed in Paris. And does she suffer now? They were talking to Dr. Drew. Does she suffer now from PTSD?
Oh, come on.
And I'm thinking, growing up in the Bronx, I got robbed at gunpoint, knife point. I drove a cab. I got the crap beaten out of me. If she's suffering from PSD, I'm out of my mind.
Well, Vernon, hello?
Yeah.
Now, how about this? Imagine if they had, like back then in our neighborhood, safe zones where you couldn't talk about something.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Imagine that's it. Imagine safe zones.
That's
safe zones, yeah.
That's funny.
Come on. You walk down the street, you got slapped 4 times from somebody.
Exactly. I mean, it's just unbelievable.
See, now like Modell was here earlier. Mitch Modell's a big Giant fan. I'm a diehard Giant fan. Chazz, of course, growing up in the Bronx, is the biggest Yankee fan. You know that from the Broadway show and the movie. But he's also a diehard football Giant fan. But he's also a very learned guy. Knows what's going on, news, politics. So here's the big dilemma, Chazz. On Sunday night, opposite Giants-Packers, big game for the Giants, is Trump-Clinton 2. What does Chazz Palminteri watch?
Well, I got to watch the Giants back. Are you kidding, Terry? Come on. I'll switch off once in a while. But you're going to see that this debate is not going to get anywhere near that the first debate had. I really believe that. I don't think so.
You don't think no?
I think it was the first impact, oh my God, and now it's I mean, if you're talking about politics, it's so disappointing with both of them. I don't know. I really just don't know.
It is disillusioning. Yeah, the gutter sniping is somewhat disillusioning. I guess part of me likes it, but the other part says no.
I don't know. I mean, I still don't know what I'm doing, so I just wait till the very end. I was one of those guys that voted for Obama in 2008, and after that, I was so disillusioned. I said, you know what, no more. I'm going to wait until the very end.
Wow, because I know you were furious when he never went to Scalia after Judge Scalia died and the whole of Italian America, really. And you voted for Obama. I didn't realize you did that.
Yeah, I did. In 2008, I thought it was going to be a real change. I thought this was something. I drank the Kool-Aid, and now, and you know what? That's another reason why I shouldn't say that Bronx Tale holds so well. It's because of the diversity about the racism. Bronx Tale is more relevant today than it even was then in 1968. I really think that's why, Sid and Bernie, that's why people just go to see this thing and understand there's race relations. I think it's important.
Right, because of course the character that based on your life dates a black chick, and it's essentially the plot revolves around that. Chazz Palminteri, the restaurant is called Ristorante Italiano in New York City on 2nd Avenue. How's it going there? Is it going well?
The restaurant is doing so unbelievable. I mean, it's really amazing. It's we have people don't realize, not only do we have the best Italian food, we have the best steaks and the best chops. It's an amazing place.
By the way, I can attest to that because I could have very easily gotten Italian food at your restaurant. You know what I ordered at your place for my anniversary, which was the best I've ever had? The short rib. Oh, my God, was that great.
Absolutely. The best steaks, the best meat. We buy the best of the best. If my name's on it, I said, look, we have to go all the way with this. And my partner was really great with that, Jack. And I'm telling you, the restaurant is doing amazing. It really is. And there's always people in there. There's always a celebrity popping in and out. It's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Well, that and Modern Family, this success couldn't happen to a nicer guy. Chazz Palminteri, the play next month, The Bronx Tale at the Longacre Theater, the Ristorante Italiano on 2nd Avenue, and, of course, Modern Family. Chazz, as always, thank you for appearing.
We love you, Chazz.
Thank you very much. I wish you guys many, many years of the great success you're having.
You're very kind, Chazz. God bless and Godspeed. Appreciate it. What a good guy, huh?
Great guy.
I think Flirty's going to actually is going to the restaurant.
I'll be there tomorrow. I told him already. He's like, what's your last name?
Yeah, well, you better tell him Rosenberg, not Vitali, if you want a free meal.
Well, maybe not, though. It's just Palminteri to Vitali.
Good point.
That's not bad. So she's going to the restaurant, and you're going to Saturday Night Live tomorrow,
Saturday Night Live.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Big night.
I want to see 21 Pilots.
She
How's
loves
it feel?
Really?
Feel like going out on a date for a change with your husband? Hey, listen, let's go to Sean from New Jersey. Sean, you're on with Bernie and Sid on WABC. Good morning, Sean.
Good morning, guys. I haven't called a radio show in I don't know how long, but the NFL thing, the NFL is where we should be going to get a break from sports. I think that the fact that the NFL
to get a break from politics,
from news and politics, right?
From politics, exactly. My bad. I think that the fact that the NFL is getting involved in politics is just driving us away. It's driving me away.
No, but here's the thing, Sean. They're hypocrites, and Goodell is a slime bag because he won't allow, for example, the Dallas Cowboys to wear a little emblem in solidarity with the Dallas Police Department in the wake of the massacre. But he will allow this crap.
I agree with you. It's political correctness, and that's what frustrates me so badly. They're letting these guys do this stuff. I don't know if you saw the baseball player who spoke out against that Mendoza chick doing games on ESPN. He's not allowed to have his attitude, his perspectives broadcast, but all these guys are allowed to do it, to say whatever they want. That's basically anti-American.
Right.
And the coaches just stand by. The management just stands by. It makes me.
You know why, Sean? Because let's stop for a second, okay? The business is about making money, and the NFL makes a lot of money, and Roger Goodell makes a lot of money, and the owners make a lot of money. And with the ratings down this year, they still blow away every other professional franchise in the United States, and they don't want to make waves. And they feel like, hey, if they allow people to take one side or the other, they're going to lose money, and that's all they care about.
They're allowing people to take one side or the other. They're allowing Kaepernick.
Exactly. Exactly right.
They shouldn't be.
And they should show some balls, a little allegiance to your country. And by the way, the NFL is actually forcing the TV networks to give away ads because the ratings are down so much. So good, and thank you for that call, Sean. And let's see, we'll go to Rick. Rick from Mount Vernon, you're on with Bernie and Sid on W. Hey, by the way, let me just say, I did want to add the Jessica Mendoza comment that he made. That guy was an ass, what he said about Jessica Mendoza.
I thought it was stupid, too.
She's fantastic.
I think she's great.
And the fact that she was a female who played softball, maybe the guy has a right to voice his opinion, and that was Sean's point. But still, I mean, shut the hell up.
I think that three-man booth with her and Boone, I think she does a great job.
I think she's fantastic.
Agreed.
Anyway, Rich from Mount Vernon, you're on with Bernie and Sid on WABC. Good morning, Rich.
Yeah, good morning, guys. This is the guy from Ramsey, New Jersey.
Ah, yes.
Hey, Rick, my brother. How you doing?
Brother from another mother.
Rick, and you were with what was it, Louise, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, she'll be real happy to hear that. Joni.
Hey, you know what? Sid,
It may have been Louise that day.
Smack me in the head,
At least
Sid.
that's what she told me her name was. After I gave her the $4. But anyway. Hey, yeah, I met Chazz a couple of times on Art Avenue. He's a nice guy. Chazz Palminteri.
Are you a Bronx guy, Rick?
Well, I did a lot of work in the Bronx.
Oh, listen. I'm sensing something.
But anyway,
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Let's go past that. Now, look, if Donald Trump Sunday night is to expose himself on national television, that might be the only way I don't vote for him. But wait a minute. As I think about it, he'll be doing Hillary a favor, so I'll probably vote for him anyway.
Yeah, right. He won't be doing anything Bill Clinton hadn't done.
I realize you guys got to do a show, and you got to keep the excitement running and all the rest of it. It's October 7th. What is there? 4 nitwits out there that haven't decided who they're voting for?
Yeah,
Who the hell doesn't know who they're voting for? You know what? If you don't know, do us all a favor and stay home.
Stay the hell home. That's a good, an excellent point, as a matter of fact, Rick. But there are undecideds out there. People who are not morons who are watching Access Hollywood.
Yeah.
And Kim Kardashian, worrying about how's Kim Kardashian, how's she handling the stress after getting robbed at gunpoint of a $4 million
those people
ring.
that are worried about Kim Kardashian, you know who they're going to vote for.
Yeah, well, exactly right. But
Gary Johnson.
Again,
no, he's out.
Donald Trump does have some star power.
He does have that.
And people can be swayed by that. Now, they did mention this, and this is relevant maybe to you, Sid, that she's experienced withdrawals from social media, Kim Kardashian.
Yes.
She got off it.
Yeah.
And they say that social media actually, Dr. Drew was saying this last night. I actually watched this crap because, again, the cable news channels were doing the hurricane, and I couldn't take any more of it. But he says that social media, being on Twitter and the feedback you get, it triggers rewards feelings that similar to drugs and alcohol. I mean, you get addicted to it.
No, listen, I don't do it nearly as much. I really don't. I'm on Twitter maybe 2 or 3 times a day, Facebook once a day. That's it. I mean, I got people who always yell at me, oh, you're always on the computer and phones. I'm not going to say who they are. They're on it much more than I am. And I'm in this field. I'm actually, for this field, I'm rarely on it. You see guys like Steve Malmsberg. He's on Facebook 1,000 times a day. And even Hannity tweets 1,000 times a day. Yeah. I'm not like that. I'm really not. It's just maybe on average, two tweets. That's it. That's it. But I do not understand. You put something on Facebook and somebody goes, hey, you look great. Hey, you sound great. Hey, I love you. Hey, love the show. And that does spark some of those same endorphins you get when you're drinking or doing drugs or even having sex.
So poor Kim is experiencing withdrawals. But on the other hand, you get negative feedback as well.
Yes.
And people take it to heart. It's just, I mean, to me, I don't get it.
I just block people now. I used to have World War III on Twitter. F you, F you. I just block it.
I've seen some of that.
I just block it. You haven't seen that in a long time.
That's
I just
true,
block it.
because it is really ridiculous, colossal waste of time.
100%. And you get these guys at home are a bunch of losers and low lives who would never say half the things they say on the computer to your face. Never, because I'd knock them the F out. But they're all tough guys, of course, sitting half naked in their sticky little Queens apartment.
And that's why you hear people say, so and so got death threats on Twitter. Well, of course, I got death threats on Facebook and Twitter, whatever the hell. Everybody gets death threats. So shut up with the death threats.
Same guys that call here and go, I know where you work. I'll meet you outside. Okay, 2 Penn Plaza. See you at 12:30. Tough guy.
There.
They're never there.
1-800-848-9222. Bernie and Sid back after this.
77 W.